Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Fountainhead Mechanical. Today we're in a multifamily residential condo and we're going to be talking about sump pits and sump pumps. This particular pit is a sanitary pit, so all the drain lines coming from all the units dump into this pit. Think about it like a tree. All the branches from the tree come together, connect into one main trunk line, and come to this pit. The pit has two large pumps that discharge all the waste, all the water, back to the city of Calgary. So I'm just going to touch on maintenance here for a bit for these sump pumps. We recommend a quarterly inspection, but a more thorough yearly inspection. It's based on which type of pit. If you have a storm pit, a sanitary pit, elevator sump pit, so every pit can be a little different. So what we would do is we would drain out all the water, pressure wash the pit, clean off the pumps, because those pumps have components that need to stay clean, like the impellers, to discharge the waste. So basic maintenance on our sump pumps here are very important. Your pumps discharge to the city, which we already touched on, and the reason we need to make sure those are running properly is to prevent any backups. You could have a backup through the drain line, you could have the sump pit overflow, so we'll check those pumps, make sure they're operating properly. When we're doing our annually preventative maintenance, we check all those floats, make sure they're all working. Some of these floats, I have seen it in the past, they will fail, and then that's when we get into issues. So this unit itself has multiple floats. It has an alarm, a high-level alarm. So if that float is operating properly and the pumps fail, that high-level alarm will sound the alarm at the controller, and in some cases it'll send a signal to a maintenance system that'll tell the condo board that we have some problems and we need to get a service call in right away. So all these issues can be very avoidable as long as you keep up with your preventative maintenance and we do our annual checks on your sump pits.
We've taken a look at the internals of a sump pit, so now we're just going to move up to the controller side. So this controller actually takes the readings from our pit, being our float levels, and it will send a signal to our pumps to turn on or turn off, along with an alarm if there's ever an issue with our pumps. So on a preventative maintenance inspection, either quarterly or annual, what we do is we come over to our controller box here and we'll put our pumps into hand while we're taking an amp draw of them. Now, what the amp draw does is it just tells us how that motor is kind of functioning down in that pit. So just as an example, we'll take an amp draw of one of our pumps here. And as we can see, it's running at about 4.45 amps. So that's pretty good. Our pump is actually rated for 5.3 amps, so it's operating well within its means. So one thing that this controller will do, like I touched on before, is it will send an alarm if our pump is ever in a failed state and the pit fills up too much. So what that alarm kind of looks like and sounds like is just that. And it's loud enough that anybody around the building can usually hear it, and they'll give us a call and let us know that something's an alarm, and then we can come down, take a look at it, investigate the pit if required, and then kind of go from there and try to get that alarm taken down and get the pit back into working order. Once we're ready to go in the pit, what we'll do is first we'll take some readings of the atmosphere of the pit to make sure that it's safe for our technician to enter. Now, once it is safe for our technician to enter, what we'll do is we'll hook them up to our tripod here. Now, this tripod is a life safety device, so we do need somebody on the other end operating it. Now, if we were in a scenario where we couldn't get a hold of somebody to call 911 or something like that, we would actually have a third guy on site that would just be running to do that. So it's a very involved process that has a lot of steps to it, and it's just to ensure that we're safe when we're doing the work in order to make sure that you guys aren't having any backups from your sump pit or any floods in your guys' parkade or basement. So with sump pits, it's also important that our clients are doing their part as well, and that includes ensuring that the only thing getting flushed down your toilets or put down your drains is things that the sump pit is designed to handle.